to learn. So if I am the chief guest, I am the chief learner. So what do I take away? What do I take away? Apart from the nuances of the cybercrime and other things. As a human being, what do I take away? Firstly, from these 4 lifetime awardees, there is always something new to learn, and irrespective of your age and position, you can learn that. That is my first takeaway from the lifetime of these 4 people. Secondly, when they did that case, did they ever think of that people will gather like this and they will felicitate them? No. They did this because of their passion. So the second takeaway for me is do whatever you do, you should do it passionately. So to honor them is to take away these values and try to improve ourselves in our own lives. Sir, thank you, all the 4 of you, for imbibing these values in me. I promise to take away these values and do my work more passionately, drawing the inspiration from all the 4 of you. Now coming to the judgment, I read that judgment twice. The judgments. Like before I go to the detail, may I request the audience to stand up and give a standing ovation for a moment. All the 4 attendees. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you for complying with my request. Thank you, sir. I read the judgment. Collection ma'am forward பண்ணிருக்காங்க. I read that judgment. 2-3 things I wanted to share with you. So firstly, like I will also forward you, some large journals should report this judgment if it is not there. Prabhakaran sir is there. I will also put in a word with a special emphasis. This judgment can be reported. Now, first thing which I wanted to share with you is that in my little experience, I had interaction with 2-3 cybercrime cases. Even while quoting them, I can see. The first thing is the charge in this case. You read the charge, how a charge has to be framed in a cybercrime case. A classic example. From the computer bearing IP number so and so, because recently I had a case. Now we are in the year 2022, every one of us know what is computer, what is IP address, everything. But today, in a recent case, they told me it is a case where the accused has forged a letter and he has sent an email to the tenderer. He says that computer which he used for preparing is broken, and he produces that broken thing as an evidence. Whereas in this case, please note, in so and so computer bearing originating computer, where it is downloaded, and then the transmitter, all the expert evidence has been clearly and categorically taken. You read the charge and the frame. It is a model charge for all of us to follow even today. That is for us thing I started. The second one, like last year they invited me to speak about 65B to college students. I have the PowerPoint, I could have given it to you. Like end of the day, PV Anwar and the contrary view taken, and then Arjun Pandit Rao, the Supreme Court has to reconcile the 2 contrary views. Now what did ultimately they say? 65B is not expert evidence. It is the evidence of the fact that somebody downloaded from their computer and they are producing it. Secondly, it is not an incurable defect, it is a curable defect. Please read Justice Arun Raj's judgment in this. He has said later on all these 2 principles. Now what the law, after 2 benches, cleavages, judgment, and what was ultimately resolved by a larger bench in Arjun Pandit Rao, exactly those principles are contained in this judgment given by these 2 things. It's a very great, I read that judgment, so therefore I say that this has to be reported. So that is the thing. That is the greatness about this judgment. That is where when you work passionately, the product will be so only. That is what you sow, you will reap. So that is what happened in this. Like very simple, logically, metaphorically he said, what is recorded, I am going to tell. So that That is the difference between learning and knowing. So he has learned about it, therefore they have produced the correct judgment which is going to now stand the times. So that is the thing. And coming to the second judgment, the civil case. Now, I as a public prosecutor, Juliet ma'am knows, we had the case of carding in Puducherry. Now they operate in a totally different methodology. When they said how important for the victim to come, and what they do is, by using the skimmer or some method, they will steal your card details. And they are all a member in a Russian, like WhatsApp, they have another app, mobile app for that. All of them are members. What happens is, this fellow goes to that app and they auction the data. Today I have stolen the card details of Bharat Chakravarti. Who is going to buy it? Okay? A person in Nigeria or in Japan or in Switzerland may buy it. Alright, I will take it. Not only that, they also do my profiling. When they steal my data, Bharat Chakravarti is earning 2 lakh per month. Okay? Therefore, how much we can steal from his account? In a scientific way, they determine that 50,000. More than 50,000 you steal, he will go to Balu sir and he will pursue this matter. Therefore, what is the maximum we can steal from this person so that he will forget and move on? Therefore, they determine that amount. And then they say, this is the data, you can take 30,000, now you bid. And then somebody from Africa bids it. Now, from my account, money will be stolen, but it will go to Africa. I will be wondering, I never visited Switzerland, I never went to Africa. How on earth from that country my money is stolen? Now, this is how they operate. So that is where it is very important. The second judgment which they said, no, banks in those cases, we went to banks said, no, better we hush up things. That is what when Balu sir said, it's the bank they should give. No, they are very much afraid. They do not want their reputation go that their system is hackable. People can come inside their system and take money. Therefore, alright sir, in an average year, how much money goes? 70 crores is gone. Alright, I am a bank of 2,000 crores turnover, so 70 crores is nothing for me. That also they provide. From this bank annually, how much I will take? They are working in a very systematic manner. It is in this context, the work done in the second judgment, sir, is also becomes very important. They also deserve the appreciation, and I carry all your appreciation, convey it to Sister Asha also for all the great work which is done. So, therefore, only one more thing I will just add, and then we'll because we are already ran out of time. Only one more thing I want to share as a judge. I recently had another case when I was sitting in criminal revision three months ago. It's a recent case. What happened is that a lady, she had 2 children, 8th standard, 10th standard going school students. She was going and picking up the children in the school. Happy family, husband was working in Delhi, therefore she was alone. Now another parent, this fellow, just became friendly with her. Then they started chatting in the WhatsApp. It went to the point that they were crossing the line. And when some of her images he took when they were chatting online. And then he started blackmailing, that is the case. So the revelation in that case was that when we were talking to the husband of that lady, he was unconvinced, totally he said, no sir, even in our private, see all of us are there, children are there, but this is very important, therefore even if it is a little inconvenient, I'm going to share with all of us. He said, even in our private moments, within the bedroom, she will not post like that, she will ask me to switch off the light. How on earth she behaved like this? He was not forgiving. This is where I want to convey the point. There is something called an internet uninhibition. What you will not do in the physical life, what you will not do in my proximity, internet will prompt you, coax you and push you to do. This is what is called as internet uninhibition. this will happen, this may happen to your own wife, my own daughter, my own children. So never shame or tell that how could you do that even on internet. Never ask that question. Always it is our primary duty to safeguard the victims and understand the victims. See, if my child is studying 9th standard, there is another girl child sitting beside him. When they talk, they will not talk any nonsense. But 11 o'clock in the night, inside their bed sheet, if they start chatting, it is natural for them to cross the limit. Therefore, whenever a victim comes, how could you talk like this? Why did you pose like this in a picture? Never target the victim. Let us go behind the offender. As a society, it is all our primary duty. It is all our primary duty to understand this concept called internet uninhibition. So what we will not normally do in the thing, we are tend to do in the virtual thing. So let us, as a society, while I thank the Cyber Society of India and this Exonera International Spin Chennai for inviting me for this function and organizing, I would also request them, when we are considering about the awareness program, so when we are aware of what kind of economic theft, what kind of economic fraud is going on, what is the call which is the phishing call, how to understand a phishing mail, we should also take the awareness of understanding the victim and how to rehabilitate them, how as a society, if it will happen in my own family, your family, for everyone it will happen. Therefore, just because it is the other lady, another man's wife or a neighbor, we should not shame her or try to put down the victim or look down. How can you say that? No, this is what internet can do, all of us, and they say artificial intelligence can do more. It is going to bring out all the ugly things from us. But therefore, as a society, how do we care about the people? Like there are some of us will be very strong, but a majority of us are only vulnerable. I consider myself in the group of a vulnerable. So when you are a vulnerable group, all of us as a society should be caring and should extend our support to those victims, and only our attitude towards the victim will bring the case to the Balu sir. Then only ultimately it will end up in conviction or acquittal, and then only as a society we can able to curb this menace. Thank you all for your passion. Thank you very much. Thank you.
எங்கள் அழைப்பினை ஏற்று வந்திருந்த இவ்விழாவினை சிறப்பித்தமைக்கு எங்கள் அனைவரின் சார்பிலும் உளமார்ந்த நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். நன்றி நவீன்.
Good afternoon. I know I am middle of you and lunch, so I will make it very short. The vote of thanks. It is indeed a well-deserved felicitation and a Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony for appreciating the outstanding contribution on improving the criminal justice in cyberspace. First of all, on behalf of Cyber Society of India, we would like to thank Chief Guest for accepting the invite and being here and presenting awards to all the awardees. And I would like to thank all our guests of honors, senior advocates, again President of SPIN, Exonera as well. Similar way, thanks to all the awardees and their family members. Without their support, I am sure they would not be able to make it doing all the contribution to the society. We wish them for their long life, and we wish them to continue to provide service to the society for imparting the security awareness. That is one. And finally, thanks to all the participants who are actually patiently sitting for past 3 hours, basically recognizing the effort of all the people and presenting the award, and SIC office bearers, EC members, press, hotel administration, sponsors and our co-partners Exnara and Spin Chennai. Thank you all. Look forward to meet you in the upcoming session in the near future.